What's up, ballers? Jacob here with AllDriveNoDrop, talking about the Bread and Butter Loco series today. Yes, the Loco was a previous paddle in their lineup, but forget all about that. This is a revamped lineup with a wide body, a hybrid, and an elongated option, and this is a full foam paddle. You have the EPP foam in the middle, EVA foam ring around, giving you all the extra power that you like. So $200 goes down to $180 with the code AllDriveNoDrop. They're doing a series of pre-orders with this. I'll put that up on the screen. It's basically, dropping weekly where you can do a pre-order, and then they have all the corresponding shipping dates with that. So it's a little different dynamic than anything we've seen before. I'm only talking about the hybrid today. I'll show you the stats up on the screen. We have the specs here for the wide body, and then we have the specs for the hybrid and the elongated. I've only been playing with the hybrid lately. Check those out if you are interested. But I'm going to break down the stats. I'm going to give you the comparisons to other paddles. How does it compare to the Honolulu J2NF? How does it compare to the Boomstick? Give you all those great thoughts so that you can compare it to the other foam paddles or other paddles that you're looking to, shop against this paddle. But so far, I've been very, very impressed with this Loco. I really, really like it. It is great. And just another note, the graphics here are the old Loco graphics. They are going to be updated. You see that in these specs that I'm showing. That is the new graphics that are going to be on that Loco. So when you go to the site, you'll see something different than this. So technically this is a pre-production model, but the only thing that's different is the graphics. I've been told that the core and everything else is the same. Okay, let's specifically go down the hybrid specs real quick. So their hybrid shape, they have the facing is the same for all the shapes. Carbon fiber, fiberglass, carbon fiber, dimensions 16.2 by 7.6. And these are all 16 millimeters. Mine came in at 8 ounces. Handle length of 5.3 inches. I'll hold it up here. Their handle is actually a little longer than the Honolulu J2NF, which they say is 5.5. So, if you've played with the J2NF, this handle does give you a little bit more room for tuning the backhands. Not as much as the J2NF long handle, but more than the J2NF. Grip circumference of 4.25 inches. They list a swing rate range of 112 to 114. Mine came in at 114. Twist weight of 6.75. Let's talk about how it performs on the court. So the Bread and Butter Loco, it performs very, very well. It's definitely a power paddle. It's a very aggressive paddle. It feels dense and dwellier. It's not super soft and it's not stiff. I would say it's below like the average stiffness level. So nothing to worry about there. It has enough feel. Honestly, it feels not too dissimilar from the Honolulu J2NF that has the same, kind of makeup, just a little bit different with that notch foam perimeter. I would say that is one of the closer feeling paddles to it. It has that denser, dwellier feel, right? It is not like the Boomstick, which is a very, super, super poppy, definitely pops off the face faster on that Boomstick. So if you're someone that likes that dwellier, denser feel, then I think the Bread and Butter Loco is definitely up your alley. Now, the power on this is really, really good. You'll see in the power breakdown how the power breaks out, but this power is above the Honolulu J2NF. The pop is above the Honolulu J2NF. So you get more firepower there. The stability is decent on this paddle. The sweet spot is pretty good. I did add weight. I'll show you the weight setup, but you get that great power and pop with this paddle. So you have no trouble ripping big drives, big serves with this. It feels very nice on the drives and the serves. Touch is actually pretty good still. When you're in that sweet spot, the touch is still pretty good from that denser, dwellier feeling. Dinking and your drops, it has pretty good control for a power paddle. I like the control on this a lot better than the Boomstick. So if you're someone that's looking for a power paddle, but you still want to maintain pretty good control, I would say this is right up your alley as well. Now, as far as maneuverability, it does feel pretty maneuverable. Me coming from playing a lot of times with the Honolulu J2NF, I think the J2NF is definitely more maneuverable, especially in hands battles. Not saying that the J2NF is one of the best in that category, so that's just kind of to be expected. But maneuverability with the Loco is still really good for the hybrid, having a swing weight of 114 and some of them coming even lower. So overall in the court, very impressed with the performance of this paddle. Definitely one of the power paddles that I think are more manageable for more people as far as control. And I imagine the wide body is even better. I can't wait to get my hands on that wide body elongated, see how they also compare. But if you like what I'm saying about the hybrid, I've heard from many, just go with the shape that you usually play with. So let's go on to the stats and comparisons now. Okay, bringing up on the screen here, you can see where the Bread and Butter Loco hybrid fits in on the power. I have it right around the J2NF, right above the Holbrook Arma T, the Joola Pro 4 Agassi 14mm, Selkirk Boomstick wide body, and then above the Honolulu J2NF. Then I have it right below the Pro 4 Agassi and Perseus 16mm in terms of power, below the Flick, the Rhombus Ripple gearbox, Selkirk Boomstick elongated, and the other Rhombus elongated Ripple. So very, very good power at the end of the day is what I'm saying. I'm very interested to see if the elongated would probably, you know, be towards the top of the charts as well. So awesome power there, nothing to worry about on that end. And then as far as the pop, so it's a pretty poppy paddle. It's not the poppiest paddle on this list. You can see some of the tops, the Boomsticks and the Flick F1s, definitely poppier. And the TKOCs, the SQCs from Paddle Tech are poppier. And then it is slightly poppier than the J2NF, the Pro 4 Scorpius wide body, the Holbrook Arma T, the Element 6 Suitor. So a little bit poppier than those. I would say that the pop just on it, you know, paddle standing there, it's pretty controllable. Once you get it moving, yes, it is poppy. And then as far as the spin goes, the spin is pretty good. I got 2,253 RPM right there in the top of, you know, bottom of elite area. And then as far as the price goes, a very competitively priced paddle for power paddles these days. Let's move on to my weight setup. So I tried a lot of different things on the weight setup. I had weight going from here. So I probably had 6 inches going from about the handle up to here of 1 gram per inch tungsten tape. It just needed a little bit of help on the stability. The stability, you know, coming from me manning the Honolulu J2NF, the stability was the thing that I noticed first, is that it just wasn't quite the same sweet spot size and stability size. So I was like, oh, let me try to recreate that with a little bit of weight. I just found that having the weight up to here was a little bit too heavy for me. It wasn't maneuverable enough. So I took that weight off and just went with 3 inches from right above the handle up to this bottom corner. That helped shore up the stability quite a bit and, you know, got the performance in line for what I want. So I would recommend a little, you know, I would start with that. You know, start with a little less weight than, you know, don't go too aggressive on it. I don't think it needs that. I think it just needs a little bit of weight. I would start with that 3 grams right here. You could try the 3 grams right here. I just didn't like how it felt when I started adding weight up, you know, towards the top of the paddle. It didn't feel great for me. So that's what I recommend. So let's wrap up in the conclusion and I'll let you know my recommendations. So I definitely recommend checking out this Bread and Butter Loco foam series, whether you're looking for the wide body or the elongated. I can only tell you how this hybrid performs, but I imagine the wide body and elongated perform pretty well as well. Now, who is this paddle for? If you're trying to decide between all these top power paddles, you're like, hey, do I want the Boomstick? Do I want the Honolulu J2NF? Do I want a body Helix Flick F1? Do I want a gearbox? You know, it's definitely complicated, right? There's a ton of options now, which is great because before we didn't really have that many options. Now we're having a ton of options, ton of shapes. But how do we decide? And first, easiest way, okay, let's look at price, right? 200 goes down to 180 with code AllDriveNoDrop. Pretty well priced. Don't have to eliminate the paddle by price, right? It's priced towards the bottom end of that range of all these excellent power paddles. So that is outstanding for it, right? And its performance, the power is up there. The pop is up there, the spin is up there. I mean, honestly, if you're looking for a really well-playing, excellent foam paddle, then this is, put it towards the top of your list because it's going to be a very excellent choice. Now, if you're asking me, why would someone get the Boomstick over this? You just want that elite pop. Maybe you want the lifetime warranty. This is a 6-month warranty, so something you have to consider. Haven't heard of any issues yet. Obviously, there's not a ton of these out in the wild, mostly to reviewers, I believe. I don't know if even ambassadors have this yet. So if you're looking for the most elite pop and you're looking for that infinite grip, if you truly believe that it's going to last longer, that's a reason. Or you like how it plays. Maybe you want the ball to pop off the face faster. Some people do like that consistent, crisp feeling. Now, why would you go with the Honolulu J2NF over this one? You want just an excellent stock paddle. You want the best sweet spot and best consistent performance across the face, and you're okay with sacrificing a little power and pop. That's why I would go with the J2NF. So that's my recommendations. I think that all those paddles are excellent, excellent paddles. It just depends what you want. Also, I mean, Bread and Butter Loco, probably the new style is going to look the best out of them if you're looking for the best looking. I believe by the time my review comes out, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get the hot sauce. I think it's only the first 1,000 people get the hot sauce, so sorry about that, but I think you can always order the hot sauce like $5 to $10 a bottle if you really, really want that hot sauce. But so far, I've loved this paddle quite a bit, and I think I need to test it out in another tournament or two. I did use it a little bit in my last tournament and almost made a great comeback with it. Definitely wasn't the paddle that stopped me from coming back. It might have been myself. But yeah, that's all I have. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It really helps, get the video around, helps grow the channel. Smash that subscribe. We have great podcast episodes coming out every week. And drop any comments if you have any questions. I love helping answer any questions you have. Thank you so much. Go play some pickleball.